Friends, something seismic just happened inside the Mercedes garage, and Canada might have changed the Silver Arrow's dynamic forever. Russell took pole for the sprint, won the sprint, grabbed pole for the Grand Prix, and then his car died on lap 30 with a battery module failure. He ripped off his headrest and threw it onto the track, nearly earning a penalty, while Antonelli was out front, winning his fourth consecutive race with the calm of a seasoned champion. The gap in the standings jumped to 43 points, and Russell said something devastating to the press. "It feels like someone doesn't want me to fight for this championship." Meanwhile, Automotor and Sport revealed the brake trick that let Mercedes dominate in the freezing Canadian conditions. If you want to stay on top of every Formula One update, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get straight into the full breakdown. Montreal was supposed to be the weekend where Russell reminded the world who the real Mercedes leader was. After Miami had turned into the Antonelli show, the British driver arrived in Canada sharp and focused. Sprint pole, sprint win, race pole, every single lap felt like a message to the entire paddock. Russell was not ready to hand this team over to a 19-year-old. The race exploded into chaos almost immediately. Antonelli jumped him off the line, Norris squeezed between both Mercedes into turn 1, and from that moment on, a brutal battle between teammates began. Russell took the lead back through turn 13 on lap 6 with a stunning move around the inside. But Antonelli stayed glued to his gearbox, not giving a single inch. On lap 24, the young Italian actually overtook Russell through turn 13, but ran wide and immediately handed the position back on the instruction of his engineer Peter Bonington. That moment said everything. Russell was ahead, but Antonelli looked faster, relentless, and cold, like a future world champion. Then came lap 30 and the disaster. No warning, no panic on the radio, Russell's car simply switched off. Total battery module failure, zero electricity, complete darkness. He coasted into the runoff at turn 9, watching the championship slip away corner by corner. What happened next tells you everything about Russell's mental state. He climbed out of the car, grabbed the headrest, and launched it away with pure, raw anger. Not frustration, but the kind of rage that builds over months. His gloves slammed together as he walked away from the dead Mercedes, the disgust written all over his face. But that moment came with immediate consequences. The headrest landed on the circuit during an active race, and the Federation opened an investigation for dangerous behavior. Russell apologized to the stewards and admitted he was ashamed, but the damage was done. A €5,000 fine, suspended for 12 months. When he spoke to the press, something in his voice sounded broken. "It feels like someone doesn't want me to fight for this championship," he said. "I don't have words for it." A brutal statement, because this was not just a retirement. This was the moment the title started to genuinely slip away. The gap to Antonelli climbed to 43 points, 131 against 88, and Russell admitted that the championship is now Antonelli's to lose, and that he himself can only watch. Devastating words from a driver who entered this season, convinced it was finally his time. While Russell walked quietly through the paddock, Antonelli was already pulling away. After the virtual safety car period, the young Italian built a 6-second gap over Verstappen, and from that point the race was essentially over. Perfect tire management, immaculate pace control, zero mistakes, another victory. China, Japan, Miami, Canada, 4 in a row. Formula One has never seen a driver win his first 4 races consecutively. Not even the legends started like this, and the thing that should worry Russell most is how Antonelli celebrated. No screaming on the radio, no emotional outburst, just calm and cold, as if this is exactly where he belongs. He no longer behaves like a teenager. He behaves like a driver who fully expects to win every single weekend. Throughout the entire Grand Prix, Antonelli was completely at ease, applying constant pressure on his teammate in every stint and every braking zone. Even after having to give the position back on lap 24, he never lost his composure. He settled back behind Russell and waited, lap after lap, continuing to push. That kind of patience belongs to world champions, not to a 19-year-old in his second Formula One season. The question now circulating in the paddock is whether Mercedes has already become Antonelli's team. 6 months ago, that would have sounded ridiculous. Russell was meant to be the future of the outfit after Hamilton's departure, a driver who had waited patiently for a car capable of fighting for the title. But Formula One moves fast, brutally fast. One moment you are the designated leader, the next moment a teenager shows up and rewrites the history books. Behind the Montreal dominance, there is also a technical secret revealed by Automotor and Sport. In the freezing cold of Canada, getting the front tires up to optimal temperature was one of the key challenges, and Mercedes found a brilliant solution. The engineers at Brackley increased the heat transfer effect through the wheel rims, whose design is unrestricted under the new technical regulations. The waste heat from the brakes is transferred into the rims, which then warm the tire carcass from the inside. The brake ducts were modified to channel a larger volume of hot air into the rim interior, creating a more gradual and efficient system for tire warm-up. This trick made a real difference on a track where locking up was a constant problem for almost every car on the grid. McLaren fell into the trap completely with a suicidal gamble on intermediate tires on a dry circuit, destroying both drivers' races. Norris retired on lap 40 and Piastri tumbled to 11th after contact with Albon. Ferrari suffered the same tire temperature issue, particularly on Leclerc's car, confirming that the SF26 heats the tire surface but struggles to feed energy into the carcass itself. The work Brackley has done on the rims and brake ducts is exactly the kind of subtle development that separates winners from chasers. Hamilton took second place after passing Verstappen late in the race, while the Dutchman finally recorded his first podium of the 2026 season. Franco Colapinto was another surprise of the weekend, bringing the Alpine home in sixth despite a brush with the barriers. Canada delivered drama everywhere you looked, but no story came close to what unfolded inside the Mercedes garage. This race may well be remembered as the one where that garage changed forever. Russell lost emotional control, and Antonelli took control of Formula One with the composure of a veteran. Now everything shifts to Monaco, a circuit where confidence matters more than pure pace, and where a single mistake can destroy your entire weekend. 43 points is a mountain to climb, and if Antonelli wins in the Principality as well, the championship could start to feel truly out of reach. The momentum right now looks unstoppable, and Formula One may be watching a new star shine brighter than all the rest. Russell now faces a psychological battle just as demanding as the points won. Every weekend he has to beat Verstappen, Ferrari, and McLaren, but he also has to beat the kid sitting in the same garage with the same car, and that kid right now has all the momentum on his side. This fight is far from over.